I was on a plane when I encountered a problem more deadly than a plane crash. On the left was a pocket watch given by my girlfriend. On the right was a life jacket enough to save my life. When I hesitated to do so, the pilot told me to put on the life jacket quickly, so I unbuckled my seatbelt between the watch and the life jacket. I didn't hesitate to pick up the watch on the left side, but it was this decision that was the key to my final survival. Then through the front window of the plane I watched with wide eyes as the waves came closer and closer to me, and when they finally made violent contact with the sea, the cabin was instantly submerged in water and I struggled desperately to stay alive at all costs. It was then that the fuselage broke and I saw hope for my life. I opened the raft and struggled upward with the help of buoyancy, but as I floated upward, the rope of the raft became entangled in the wreckage of the plane, dragging me with it into the abyss. In my desperation, the rope snapped and I grabbed hold of it, allowing the raft to carry me out. But the real challenge had just begun and I was about to face an endless ocean and an unknown fate. The next day I was lucky enough to be pushed to the shore by the waves and landed on an uninhabited island surrounded by silence and only the waves gently lapping on the beach. Faced with the lonely environment, I left the word help on the beach, hoping to attract the attention of passing airplanes. As night fell, the darkness around me made me feel a touch of fear, and the sound in my ears made me nervous. Was there a dangerous beast in the neighborhood? I hid in the life raft and waited in silence. During this endless wait, my thoughts of my girlfriend became more and more intense. The pocket watch became my only spiritual support. Whenever I looked at her, it was as if I could feel her warmth and care. After sunrise, I realized that only half of the words help had been washed away by the sea, and I felt a sense of loss. In order to cope with the difficult life on the desert island, I collected a lot of coconuts, but I found that the hard shells were too hard for me to handle. But the wisdom of mankind appeared at this moment. I used a stone chip to peel off the outer skin of the coconuts and then chiseled a small opening in the top of the coconut so that I finally drank the sweet coconut juice. In the afternoon, I began to explore the island, but by accident I found a cave. But I didn't rush to enter it. I had to climb up to the highest part of the island. After a while I finally reached the top, but when I looked around I realized that this was an isolated island. On the fourth day on the deserted island, I decided that I couldn't just sit around and wait, so I took the kayak and headed out to sea. But the sea didn't seem to want to let me go so easily, and wave after wave came crashing down on me, repeatedly washing me back to the island. One particularly violent wave swept me and the kayak along with it, and the kayak ended up being punctured by a coral reef. I stumbled back to the beach with my broken kayak, but then the heavens came into play and a gust of wind was followed by a torrential downpour of rain. So I dipped my way through the water once again to the cave I had found earlier in the day. I was so tired from the day's battle with the sea that I fell to the ground and fainted. But before I fainted, I made the fatal mistake of forgetting to turn off my flashlight. As the light from the flashlight grew dimmer and dimmer, it seemed as if my unknown